who says, can you speak to how to increase your profile in the virtual world? So we'll go back to you, Carol, on that. You know, what can you do from the LinkedIn top voice? I don't know how many years you've had that.
4 years.
So yeah, what are your thoughts? What can you do?
Yeah, so if you're looking to raise your profile within your organization, think about who needs to know about you and promote yourself within the organization. A lot of people don't, particularly women, I find, don't like self-promotion because they think it feels like bragging and boasting. That it's not bragging and boasting if you do it in a way that feels authentic. So it's letting people know about your successes and achievements. So think about who needs to know about how amazing you are and how you can come under their radar. You can do talks within your organization, like articles that get published on your intranet site, or just to help raise your profile and connect with people. Like maybe say like you're wanting to get a promotion, connect with like the board members, connect with the chief exec on LinkedIn, as well as within the organization intranet facilities that you have. Utilize LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great way of positioning yourself. And how you could use LinkedIn is you could think about, if you're looking to change organization, think about the organizations that you want to work at, and then go onto their company pages. And then on the company pages, you can see all the employees that work there. And then look at those who may be sort of like decision makers, people whose radar you want to come under, and connect with them. Or search for their posts and then comment on their posts, so that makes you come under their attention. So those are just some ways. And publish articles on LinkedIn, share posts on LinkedIn that demonstrate your thought leadership and expertise.
Wonderful. My goodness, there's so much there. That's amazing. Really appreciate how many great tips you've given there, which are absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much. And I don't know, Obi and Janice, if you have anything else you'd like to add?
So I was just wondering about if there are any particular projects, if you're employed, that you could become involved in, actually, if there are any initiatives that you could maybe segue your way into. So that's all I would add to that as a thought.
Yeah. I would add, only because for business owners, I know we've got 16% in the audience who are running their own business, but I would say get on other people's audience. That means giving talks like these, or being on other people's podcasts, and that's the way to be able to share your expertise without feeling like you have to be on, but you're having a conversation, just like I am doing right now.
Yes.
Yeah. That. So yeah, that's what I recommend as well.
Yeah, that's such a good idea, isn't it? Because sometimes what happens is you might not know everyone, but everyone knows you. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good way to increase your visibility. I think that this idea, the thing about all of this is it's about relationships. You can post a lot of things out on social media, but it's about how do you nurture those relationships. So we could have thousands and thousands of contacts, but you want to build the relationships. And I think all the women here are really good at doing that, nurturing those relationships. So that's how I like to think about it. And I think that's something we can still do be doing in this world that we're in. We can be nurturing relationships with people. We can pick up the phone. The phone still exists, everyone. We can pick up the phone. We can call people. It doesn't all have to be on these online calls. It's actually refreshing. I think it was yesterday, I got about 3 calls. I was like, oh my goodness, people are phoning me. This is so and it was really nice just to have a conversation and be able to move around while I had that conversation. And those sort of out of the blue contacts, the nurturing those dormant contacts, people you haven't spoken to for a while, just checking in, how are you doing? Yeah, it doesn't have to be much more than that. Yet that's increasing your visibility with people in a way that doesn't have to be visible to everyone, but it just makes them front of mind again. So having those conversations, I think, is a really good thing to do. And yeah, you can have them on online platforms, you can tag people in social media, but you can also just pick up the phone and have a chat, and maybe could have a little list and say, once a week I'm just going to pick up the phone and call someone in my organization who I haven't spoken to for a while, or speak to an old boss, or speak to a colleague, or find a way, speak to the CEO's PA that's a good person always to speak to. They know what's going on. So yeah, think about who you can be having a conversation with, and really nurturing those relationships. And visibility looks like a lot of different things. It's really interesting, this idea of visibility, I think, because I think all of the people here put out really quality content. So when they do post something, they post something that means something to them. And I think that, it's about that. It's about showing who you really are consistently on social media.